Like
Right.
that it doesn't matter how good of a external speaker setup you have, you're never going to get better than that.
Oh, I believe it. I probably will invest in some headphones, different ones, simply because this one, the cord comes off one ear, and my jack on my PC is on the other side of
Right.
the screen. So my cord and it's not the longest cord in the world. I tried to get an extension, but it didn't work. You could hear me talking. It didn't pick up for the mic. It was just a stereo.
Right.
Yeah, so my son's got a Bluetooth one and all that, and he's been fading out of playing games. I might hit him up for that.
Yeah.
I might not. I
I
don't know.
remember back in the day, uh, like this is way back when webcams first came out.
Oh yeah.
They didn't skimp on the mics that they put into them, and
Oh,
like the first Logitech webcam that I ever had, I could have my surround sound set up. Back then, the big game that me and all of my friends were into was Battlefield 2.
okay.
And I could sit there and I could have the volume turned up on Battlefield 2 to a comfortable level, not blasting people out of the house or anything like that, but I could have it at
All
a
right.
comfortable level and talk on at that time we were using Ventrilo. I could talk on Ventrilo and there would be no bleed over. That mic, the sound canceling, the hardware sound canceling was good enough that the mic would not pick up the sound from the external speakers. And everything was golden. That is no longer the case.
No.
Now, the mics are so fucking cheap on these things that essentially you're boned. If you're using an external mic and playing a game, any mic, it's going to pick up everything that it hears. And I mean,
Yeah.
Skype has some of the best noise canceling I've ever seen. I mean, there's a lot of people that hate Skype, but you know what? They're fucking wrong because TeamSpeak sucks shit. I'm sorry, but its noise canceling sucks shit. Ventrilo, terrible. Discord is a little bit better, but not. It's still not. It's never going to be to the level of Microsoft Teams or Skype.
Right.
Those two programs, Skype specifically, the reason why its noise canceling is so good is because it was literally designed to replace phones. That's its whole reason for
Know that.
existence. And
I like Zoom has a lot of functions and works really well.
yeah, Zoom
Uh,
would be great if it didn't have so many security holes. I mean, when I first saw Zoom, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be great." And then I saw all the security nightmares and I was like, "Oh no, fuck that. I don't need that going on in the middle of a game."
I didn't have any problems. I like that I was able to assign my phone number to the server name
Yeah.
because COVID was just coming out and the world was locking down,
Mhm.
and we took our games to Zoom, and it had the whiteboard, and I could screenshot maps and easily present it and scale it to people. It just had a lot of versatility. I paid for the account. I just password, my sessions.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go password breaking and all that shit to get in and try to troll me, man, then whatever, I guess.
Right.
Of course, half the people that I played with were like internet ninjas. So fuck around and find out. That's all
Right.
I can
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah. That's about how it is with my group too. It's like,
Uh,
yeah, you could go ahead and figure out how that's going to work out for you. Go ahead. But yeah, I don't know. If I so I have a Microsoft 365 account, which
right.
grants me full access to Microsoft Teams. But they've never quite been able to answer this question. So what my question, so everybody else can use Microsoft Teams for free, but you can only be on it for an hour at a time, and then you have to disconnect and reconnect. And I'm like, well, my games are like 3 hours long. That's not going to fucking work for me. And I don't want to use anything that is going to rope all of my players into having to spend, $8 a month on a subscription that they're for something so minor, and so, but and my question has been and never answered by Microsoft or anybody else. If I am the one with the subscription and I'm the one starting the conversation,
Yeah.
can everybody else just stay connected?
I don't know.
I mean,
No,
or
you'd
do
have to
they?
run the trial and try it out.
Yeah, and I mean, my question: if I'm the one that's starting the conversation, I'm the one with the subscription. I don't think that everybody else should be dropped after an hour. But
I totally agree with that. Zoom didn't.
right,
Yeah.
and so they've never. Every time I've answered the question, I get a deflection, I get gaslighting, and the changing of the topic, and I'm like, okay, well, you're just not going to answer my question. That it is what it is, I guess. So here we are using Skype. I am tempted, now that Roll20 has switched their voice and video, their whole algorithm they've changed. I am somewhat tempted to give Roll20's in-game voice a try again, because the reason that we dropped it was it just wasn't capable of it would drop out, and like you couldn't understand people, and
the video's been really solid since the changeover.
Yeah, the video's been pretty solid. I did notice, like last night's game, like Glenn's camera kept, it would pop in and out, but that could be also whatever bandwidth he's using, so I mean, I don't know. I might be interested in giving that a shot again, but
Cameron gets internet spikes that flake her out sometimes.
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like there's two Wi-Fis, and if one's fucked up, I just switch to the other one. That usually fixes it.
Right.
But yeah, that's on my end for sure.
Oh, it doesn't make you a bad person, so.
I think it does.
Well,
you have bad internet, you're going to hell.
You suck.
Get good. But
it's funny.
But yeah, I don't know. Considering that, what for the next, I don't know. I forget what the end goal date is, but it seems like it's, if I remember, it's like 5 or 6 years. We are at like a height of solar activity. And so, and that's already fucked us in the ass a couple of times. And so, I am hesitant to make any changes to anything because, of course, with my luck, I'm going to make a change, and then tomorrow there's going to be some massive solar flare, and nothing's going to work. And then nobody can get back to where we were, which, of course, all of that stuff will continue to work properly. And so, I'm like, I don't think that I need to do all of that.
I feel you. I mean, it's hard to try to fix something that's working.
Right. Yeah. Don't reinvent the wheel is the golden adage.
And then it's my experience. Anytime you make any even remedial easy changes, to do it over 3 games and get everybody in line and have their shit working. I mean, you're sacrificing 30 minutes of every game,
right?
While everybody syncs back up.
Yeah. Because in the past, when we made changes, that's exactly what would happen. Everything would be foobar, and you'd lose 15 to 30 minutes of game time because nothing worked. Yeah, the old days of getting shit to work when I was streaming at the game shop. The game shop, so the game shop's internet was crippled for a couple of reasons. The first being that the owner, his wife, she was really there part-time. Her main job was working as an administrator for Providence Medical. And because of that job, she had this very strange idea of how Wi-Fi worked. And so you get to the shop, and her first thing is, well, the shop can't afford too many expenses, so we're going to get the shittiest, slowest fucking internet possible. Like, all right, well, It is what it is.
Yeah.
Then she insisted at the shop that everything be wireless. The printers are wireless, every computer is wireless. And so, and
That
she,
doesn't make sense.
right, and all of the guests should be able to connect with their phones and tablets when they come in to play games. And so you
But
would,
let's get the slowest, shittiest Wi-Fi ever.
well, no, worse. I mean, basically their router was just overloaded. I mean, you would walk in, and even at the start of the day when there were no customers yet, you would look at that router, and there would be like 20 things connected to the fucking Wi-Fi. And I'm like, your printers should be hardwired. I'm
Sure.
sorry, but wireless printing is dumb. It's stupid. Plug the fucking thing in. You know, your credit card machines that are attached to the computer at the front counter, everything should be wired. I mean, that especially credit card. That is not something that you want just broadcasting through the air.
Absolutely not. Yeah, you definitely want that hardwired.
Right. But she was insistent, and so then she, of course, none of it fucking worked. And so she would sit there and complain about how none of it worked. Now, keep in mind that I've worked in the tech industry for over 30 years. In fact, I worked for Netscape, and I worked for at-home internet cable, which was the original precursor to what you have now with Comcast or Cox Cable or whatever. So I know how the internet fucking works. I know how Wi-Fi works. And I would tell her, you can't do this. That's just not realistic. Oh yeah, you can, because when I go to the office at Providence, all of their stuff's on Wi-Fi and they never have this problem. And it's like, okay, well, did you fucking look up? Because if you look up, about every 400 feet in the hallways of a hospital, there is an extender up there. And if you went to the top building of the hospital, you would see that there is a room that is about 60 degrees Fahrenheit because it is constantly air conditioned in the middle of December, and it is filled with rack servers.
Man, in the hospital, those fucking internet cable, network cable bundles.
Yeah, the bundles are like this big around. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it's just got fucking, I mean, so much shit is fucking hardwired. Each one of those little extenders that you're talking about, they're wired in, hardwired.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're not wireless chain.
No,
I mean, she
no.
might envision that, but
Yeah, that's what she envisioned, but she has absolutely a plebeian sense of how things really work. And I'm like, what you are asking is completely and totally unrealistic. And she just, to this day, you go into that shop, and if you try to connect using the guest Wi-Fi, you're going to be fucked because it's not going to work. But, whatever. I just stopped bothering with it. And luckily for me, my wife insisted that our all-inclusive cell phone plan includes a Wi-Fi hotspot. So
mine too.
I would just turn the Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone and connect to it with my tablet, and done. Just bypass their internet entirely. But it is what it is. So, here we are. Welcome to Braunhaven. We will be picking up where we left off last week, where Jackson has a problem.
But we don't start at a funeral.
Well, yeah, you don't start at a funeral. You might end at
We
one,
might
though.
start at a murder.
Yes. Before we get started, we'd like to thank one of the friends of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They're just products that we really like. Today, we'd like to thank... we would like to thank the Speechless Bard. Speechless Bard makes beautiful leather products for your tabletop role-playing games, such as leather covers for your core rule books. She has a full line of these really cool dice bracelets that are completely customizable if you like to show off your geeky side. She has a roll-out dice map that when it's rolled up, it looks like a spell scroll. She just makes amazing products. And all of her customization is done by hand. She's amazingly talented. If you are ordering, and this is especially true if it's a gift, if you're ordering and you're here in the U.S., give yourself a little bit of extra time. She is over in the U.K., so it can take a little bit to cross the pond. We do have, if you're a fan of the show and you like to promote the channel, we do have a merch store via Zazzle. The link will be down in the description. We've got T-shirts. We've got a beer stein with the Greenwater logo on it. The T-shirts are the first one is the founding group that created Greenwater Guildhall, the Wayward Bastards, from the from the often mentioned. They created a school for orphans to train them to be adventurers. And it was the Greenwater Mercantile and Adventuring Company charter school for wayward bastards. So their T-shirts up there. We've got the pirate flag logo T-shirt created by Cameron for the Wednesday night Traveler Pirates of Drynax game, and we have a blanket, a fleece blanket. It comes in 3 different sizes. With the Glostian Empire map on it, and if you have a baby, the small size is fantastic.
Or
and
a pet.
Or a pet, yeah, that would be good for maybe a small dog or a cat. But I mean, it's pretty small. It's like, and I was thinking about the measure. It's like 30 by 40 inches, and I'm like, wow, that is not very big. The medium size is pretty much perfect for sitting on like a couch or a chair or whatever. And then they've got the large, which is quite big. I mean, that would cover at least a full-size bed. So, yeah, check those out. And if you like I said, if you like to support the channel, any money that comes in from that, which is, I'm keeping the profit margins on anything on that extremely low, especially the blanket, because it is spendy for the printing. But which I apologize for that, but it just is what it is. But all of that goes back into supporting the channel. So, you know, and if you're not subscribed, click that little subscription button, and you might click the bell icon so that you get a notification that new videos are going up. So, where we left off, it is Borman's turn. You guys are in the middle of, I guess, raiding. I guess you're raiding the this warband. This is a small warband camp of Rok-Skull orcs, and the interesting thing, some newcomer. Oh shit! Hold on.
Newcomers, yeah.
Yeah, newcomers showed up in the form of 4 Neanderthals. Came out of the forest and are. I would. They're definitely interested in what's going on, but they are being very cautious, as Neanderthals would be. They are not, as of yet, approaching the group.
Feel ya.
So,
I don't know shit about them.
well, they're cavemen. So.
Oh, I mean, no, I'm just saying I don't even see them.
Right,
I mean, their placement on the map. I'm focused on this orc.
Right.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
We are at
thoughts.
Borman's turn, and Borman, what would you like to do?
Well, I mean, I think the first thing I ought to do is hit this dude with my sword.
Go for it.
Yeah, so what, +1 and then a +2 because I got a straight +2 total here. Nothing crazy.
That is a hit.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and roll some damage here. This will be, what is it, a D8 plus, this will be +2 because of my strength in the frostband.
Yes.
Roll it. I pushed the button. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so that'll be 7 points of damage.
If that orc goes down, you run him through.
Okay, well, I see my buddies down there. There's all kinds of shits headed down that way.
Yeah, you can see that the orcs that were down here have run around to the backside of this this tent, which is what is it? This is the barracks tent, and all of these the 2 dire wolves that were in the pen have run that direction as well.
Well, I mean, I've got a whole bunch of people coming out and things, so I mean, I'm not even going to be able to get there in time to do anything. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and invade this hall here.
Which one? Oh, this one up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just. Well, let me put myself back and do measuring so I know how far I'm going. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of come right over here, and that's an open doorway kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of move my way over. Oh, I gotta switch back to this and take a peek in there and see what's what.
So this is a great hall that is built of timber and bone, and then there is like tanned hide that is stretched over that frame. And inside, you see that this, and you're not sure if this is the only structure that's built like this, but the interior, they actually dug down, and so this building is kind of built over a shallow pit, and they actually carved stairs into the dirt leading down into this recessed interior. And you see that there are several just haphazardly built trestle tables and benches, and they're in the middle of this room is a 15-foot diameter fire pit. And there's a fire going, and there's numerous cast iron spits over this fire. That there's some meat on them they're roasting, and in the ceiling up here, there is an actual 10-foot gap. So the roof is actually 2 tiers, and that gap
to let all the heat from the fire to go out.
Heat and smoke all come out of that gap in the roof, and there's nobody else in here. Now,
all right,
you'd probably guess that. This probably isn't the entire warband arsenal, but you're not sure where the rest of them are. Maybe there are some that are off hunting. This building over here is a smokehouse, and in the interior of that, there are sides of beef from butchered oxen that are hanging from hooks in the rafters of this tall tent. And there is a fire pit that's filled with moist wood, so the entire interior of this place is filled with smoke, and there are crates of salt and spices that are stacked along the walls. But that's all that's really over there.
I'm just going to kind of then move right over here, kind of, a little bit of cover, next to that building there, and I am just going to motion for everybody to come on over, Come on.
Okay. What would Willow the War Dog like to do?
Willow the War Dog is going to come when called.
Okay.
I mean, he's got 40 foot. He should easily be able to get over there and right there.
Yep. Find these guys. There we go.
So, while we're on a pause and it's still kind of my turn before we wander on too much, okay, my frostband gives me protection from normal fire, does no damage to me.
Right.
So if I go stand in that fire pit and start slinging arrows, I'm in a pretty tactical position, not taking damage and causing hate on everybody. Would my arrows catch fire and do fire damage as I nailed people with them?
That is a good question. Let me take a look at this. So Frostbrand.
Because you're protected from fire, so would your equipment.
Yeah, unharmed by normal or by non-magical fire. Well,
what if you let go of the arrows?
So here's the problem.
And pick them back up.
So in order for you to be protected by the fire, you have to be wielding the sword. So it has to be in your hand. So you can't fire the bow and have the sword in your hand at the same time.
But I can throw daggers with having the sword in my offhand.
Yes.
But the daggers won't catch fire because they're metal.
Right.
Okay. Well, thank you for that input.
That would be my ruling on it, anyways. So,
Well, that's the only one that matters today, buddy.
Damn straight. Your
so,
word is law.
so these Neanderthals that have wandered out of the forest are going to. They want to get a better look at what's going on here.
Walk through the trap. Walk through the trap. Walk through the trap.
He doesn't set the trap off.
Damn it.
And he doesn't set the trap off.
Son of a... Apparently they have good luck with traps, unlike us.
Well, they might know the trap is there. I mean, that's really what it's starting to look like.
No.
As it goes off on a 1 or 2?
Yep. So they don't set off the scything blade trap.
That's awesome that you used up all your high rolls like that.
I know, right? And so these 4 Neanderthals, they kind of flank the road, and they are fully aware of where Mavis, Allura, Yeller, and Dentry are. And they're aware that there is some kind of imminent violence going on over in the main camp, but they are acting skittish and keeping their distance. At the same time, they want to see what's going on. Their curiosity is kind of getting the better of them. What would Toomey the fairy cat like to do?
Before I decide, is this area traversable, or can I not get? Okay.
No, you're on the back side of this tent, and those tents are.
So these tents are all like right next to each other. There's no space between them.
Yeah, they're 15 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah, these are technically like 3 tents, but they are all connected.
Okay, cool. Okay. Toomey. Shit. Toomey is gonna go this way. Wait, can I get that far?
Toomey?
Yeah, I can get that far.
I think
Toomey's gonna go
40
this
feet
way.
flying?
Yeah.
Bravely brave Sir Toomey.
Because Toomey doesn't have enough damage output to be able to be like, I got your back, Jackson. Toomey's like, Jackson, get the hell out.
Oh, I hear you, man. I don't blame you. I mean, at best, Toomey could take out an orc, maybe 2, but I mean, I don't think that's going to affect the end result of what you do.
You know what though? Fuck that shit. Toomey is my pet. Toomey's got to protect my ass. Toomey is, I don't want to say expendable, but Toomey needs to do some things. So
Toomey's easier to replace than Samuel.
Damn straight. Toomey is going to fly over here and attack this one.
The direwolf. Okay. Go for it.
Roll high, hit hard, Toomey. Roll high multiple times. Really?
2. Yeah. I got to roll twice. Hopefully I can get both of them to hit.
Let's see here. Oh. Nope. That is a miss.
Damn it, Toomey. Second attack.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Before we say that was a miss, let me double check. Probably help if I looked up Toomey's Thaco. Toomey's Thaco is 18. Yes, that is still a miss. And a 7 is also a miss.
Alrighty. Then Toomey will just kind of go upward in the air so that she's out of reach.
Okay.
So she's still like around, but she's up.
Okay. So these are dire wolves. They are quite big. They are large. These dire wolves are large enough that Orcs can almost use dire wolves as a mount. That's how big
How
these.
high would Toomey have to fly to not get hit by a jumping direwolf?
I would say probably 20 feet.
Okay, she's got enough flight for that, so she did that.
Okay. Dentry. Where would you like to go?
Dentry now sees these fools.
Well, yeah, I would say Dentry is aware that you guys are aware that these guys have shown up. They haven't really been hostile to you at all.
Okay. For the purposes of not being like directly in like their path, but at the same time moving a bit like more towards the open.
Yeah.
Dentry's gonna do that.
Okay.
Dentry's gonna go this way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dentry
they might be
doesn't
sick
know
of
what's going
orcs
on here, so
too.
it makes sense for him to rush this way. Like I want to, but Dentry just doesn't know about it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's part of what I was thinking too. Is I mean, it kind of breaks the narrative if I all of a sudden know you're in danger and run.
I completely agree. Like I want to, but like nope. That's metagaming.
I think we can beat them. We just got to get Samuel out in the open to where or yell out or something.
Okay, so Jackson L. Samuel.
Alrighty. If I run this way, do like all of them get an attack on me?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, fucking hell. Okay. Then Jackson will be doing some running, bravely running. Let's see here. If I go this way. I got plenty of movement without having to do like a dash thingy. Because you got that whole thingy. All right, then I'm gonna move here. While I'm here, attack this one.
Okay.
Might as well attack it.
Yeah, attack the direwolf.
I mean, if I can kill something on my way out, why not?
Okay.
Roll high. You're due for a 20.
I'm due for many things, but you know.
We'll see
Plus
what
on my
happens.
attack. +2. Is it +2? Yeah, +2. Oh. Look, I said, damn it, mother. Clearly, I'm having trouble with the auto roller, but hey.
That is a hit.
Yay! Four.
Okay.
+2 on that, so it'd be 4.
So you reach out and slice this direwolf, and it appears to be annoyed more than anything.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I don't like that. All right. And then I continue on my movement.
Okay.
Look this shit about. I get to about here and I see Dentry and I probably run towards Dentry. So I get about here.
Okay.
I'm like, whole lot of bad shit that way. Whole lot of bad shit that way.
Mavis, what would you like to do?
I'll move over towards Bowman. Let's see. I think I have 30 feet.
Yeah, you're no armor.
Hold on, I will tell you. What kind of armor do you have?
A robe.
No, Mavis.
Cosmetic. Mavis is a cosmetic. No, Mavis is a cleric. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm stupid.
Good.
I shouldn't speak for Mavis, really.
Where did I write it down? I think it was
some characters like that. What?
But it's magic.
wasn't it like chain or something like
I think
that?
it's like +1 chain.
Yeah, I swear that's what I have.
So chain would count as heavy armor. I think.
that slowed me down some. Because I was pretty sure I had 30 feet in movement.
Yeah. Maybe. Hold on.
That sounds correct-ish. Yeah.
Maybe. Let's see. Encumbrance. Hmm.
I mean, it makes sense to me if you're wearing something heavy. You can't move as much as an unencumbered war dog or whatever.
Leather armors and shit, you can still do full stuff. I know.
Yeah,
but
leather, padded armor,
shit
studded
like
leather
that.
is still light armor. But chain, plate, and full plate are considered heavy. And so, but I'm just double checking that. Let me.
Yeah, sure.
I guess what my question is does chain? I mean, I guess what I'm getting. So chainmail, I'm assuming, is full chainmail, not a quote unquote
Shirt.
chain shirt. So yeah, it would count as heavy. So that makes your movement 60-20. So your exploration movement is 60 feet, and your encounter movement is 20.
Okay, let me move back 10 feet then. Okay. Yeah, it's slow as shit. And there's nothing I can see. I'm not sure the Neanderthals are enemies yet. Unless that's like a known thing in the area that they're all horrible and aggressive or something. Are they?
So Neanderthals are they are closely related to humans. They are they are the proto-humans. And for the most part, Neanderthals have died out. Or I don't know. I guess died out is the wrong word. They have moved on and evolved into the humans that we know in the world today. But there are a few tribes. They are not normally seen. You've heard rumors that there are some tribes up in the north and in the mountains, but they are not normally seen this far down into the foothills, and so it would be
just kind of a shock to see them. And so we don't know if they're evil or
right, and you don't know if they are, it could be a lost hunting party. They might be scouting. You're not sure what's going on.
Okay, so I would not attack them automatically. So I'm just moving then, I guess. Well, okay, I could use my action to dash and go twice as far, right?
I would say that so for the dash action, if you're not going to take any other action, you could move your encounter movement rate, so you could move a full 60.
Oh, okay. I'll get over to him and tell him that I saw Neanderthal, though, because that was pretty weird.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fucked up right there.
Alora, what does Alora want to do?
She wants to take her dog and get over there, and she's not wearing armor, so she should have like a normal movement. I think.
You have this image of Alora looking like Marla from Fight Club. I got this at a thrift store.
Okay, so I moved over towards the party as well because I don't want to deal with cave people in case they are primitive.
Okay. All right, and the dire wolves. Well, one of them is really going to be interested in Toomey and stay there. The other dire wolf is going to tear ass after Samuel. But he can't quite get there. Yep, no, he is hot on Samuel's heels. And of course, Dentry can see this this wolf that's the size of a cow chasing after Jackson.
What the fuck did you do?
Yes, these three idiots are going to also tear ass after Samuel. Yep. With their whole whopping 40 feet of movement. But they're wielding battle axes, so they are tearing off after Samuel. And then Yeller just went with Alora. That's fine. So before we start Bormster, so Old School Essentials, they have their own campaign setting called Dolmenwood, and Dolmenwood was going to be a campaign setting specifically for Old School Essentials, but then WotC shit the bed with the OGL thing, and so everything got all mixed up because nobody knew how they were gonna, handle licensing and shit like that. So I've been kind of following what they're doing, and they have decided they are going to make Dolmenwood its own RPG game, but it is still going to be compatible with Old School Essentials. And they haven't decided if some of the changes that they're making to it are going to carry over to like a second edition of OSE. And one of the things that are, well, a couple of things that they're changing. One, they have decided that they are going to do away with THAC0 completely in their setting and go with Ascending AC, which I guess is okay. I kind of like THAC0 though. I mean, I don't know. Either way works. It doesn't matter. And then one of the other things that I thought was interesting is that they're making battle axes one-handed, and I'm like, that's a little weird. Because I mean, you already have a hand axe, so I mean, I don't know. It's a little strange, but they're making battle axes one-handed, is what I read, and I'm like,
So it's not like a variable where if you hit it with one hand versus two and it does different damage. They're just saying it's a one-handed weapon.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe it will end up being like a bastard sword kind of situation, which I could see maybe making more sense than just making it one-handed, but. Yeah, it's a little weird. So I don't know. We'll have to. I mean, this is just from They have like a news blog on Necrotic Gnome's website, and so it's just interesting to see some of the thought processes that go into it. But there was really no explanation. I'm like, well, if it is a traditional fantasy battle axe, that's a really big axe head to be wielding one-handed, unless you're something like a gargantuan or a minotaur that has what effectively is known as monkey grip, where they can wield two-handed weapons in a single hand, kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll have to see which direction they're going to go with that. So Borman, what would you like to do?
Well, Dentry's out there. Samuel's out there. I've got to come forward.
Okay.
I've got to move forward 20 feet. So that square there.
If you wanted to use the dash action, you could move your exploration movement rate and do 60 feet.
That's not what I want to do.
Okay, I was just bringing it up. That's an option.
Right. I appreciate it. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drop I'm going to run right there, drop my Frostbrand.
Okay.
Throw my +1 throwing dagger.
Okay.
And see how that works out.
Let's do it.
All right. I think it's a good time to do that there. And there we go.
That hits.
It was a third. All right. Here we go. How about 8 points of throwing dagger damage? Magical.
Okay, so that hurt, and you know, I am the DM, and so I'm going to add a property to your throwing dagger.
I'll take it.
I'm going to add returning to your throwing dagger. So your dagger stabs into this dire wolf, and then it disappears and reappears in your hand.
Well, its value just went up.
Because it wouldn't make much sense to me to have this magical throwing weapon that didn't do that.
Right.
That's kind of dumb.
I was planning on just collecting it as much as I could until it went away, but this makes it stay.
Yeah,
Like
in DDO they have returning throwing daggers, and so it turns like most rogues into like a machine gun of just all these daggers throwing out. But so yeah, you hit this dire wolf, and it takes it in the shoulder, and it lets out a yelp, but it is still more healthy than you would prefer. Willow the War Dog.
Willow does not have the range to get to Mr. Wolf. Willow's only got 40 feet. Ooh.
That's damn close. I would say that's close enough that Willow could get to the direwolf.
Well, then Willow will do what Willow does and charge forward gleefully as soon as I get things to work properly. Come here. That's because I'm trying to grab the wrong damn dog. That's Yeller. Willow can't get there. But Willow's still going to charge forward at his attack pace, right around in there.
Yep.
And that's it. He'll actually take the dash and get there.
Okay. So
because that's what a war dog does. It gets there and it attacks. It doesn't plan turns.
Right. The Neanderthals. I don't know why I can't remember their movement right. So after I got off the stream last night, I got a really bad migraine and complete with a bloody nose, and it's like this morning my brain just feels like mush. The Neanderthals. Where the fuck? There he is.
Looks like 30 because they moved 30 feet last time.
It's 40 feet. So
it's 40.
This guy, he's gonna move down here and keep a close eye on these orcs. This guy is going to. They're going to use the buddy system, but that guy did not fuck around and find out. So the scything blade trap does not go off. These guys are both going to move up here and keep an eye on you guys. To me, the fairy cat.
Okay. Well, sorry. I had some saliva get on the wrong way and it messed me up.
No, I hear you.
Toomey, while likes to fight stuff, at the same time, Toomey is also like, my job is to stay near Jackson. So,
like a good kitten.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I want to keep you. Like, I'm over here, but I'm not trying to fight this thing just to fight it. So, no, like, I'm going to go over here, but on my way this way, it's a nice, easy 25 feet to this one. So, I'm going to attack this one. I got kind of like a pew, and then keep going.
Okay.
So, if I can, there we go. Move to here. Let's see how Toomey does this time.
That's a hit.
Yay! Sorry,
No, you're fine.
just will not clear. Okay. 2d4 plus 1. 2 claw attacks at d4, so 1d4 plus 1. And then if I get the second one to hit, then I get the other thing.
So Toomey runs up to this orc and slashes him across the face. He's bleeding badly. Toomey's next attack. So the second attack misses.
And Toomey moves on Toomey's way. So about here.
Okay. The flyby slashing.
It works.
It unfortunately does. I had this cat that when I first brought her home, we were still getting to know each other, and I decided to rough her up a little bit and play around, and she got pissy and ran off into the kitchen and stayed away from me, and she's like, I don't know why you're picking on me. And I was laying on my couch, and then she decided she was going to get revenge, and she did exactly that. She comes running past the couch, reaches out with her paw, and she slashed me from just below my eye down my cheek, and then kept running. And I'm like, oh shit! I probably should have gone to the doctor and gotten stitches, because I still have a bit of a scar there to this day. This was a long time ago. But as soon as she saw me bleeding, then she comes back over like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. She acts all sorry about it.
Like, I meant to slap you, but I didn't mean to slap you.
Yeah, no, yeah, she fucked my shit up. So let's see.
Start licking your cheek like, I'm sorry.
Right? Yeah. Dentry, what would you like to do?
All right. Dentry sees much fighting to be had. Then she comes up to here and attacks the big wolf thing.
Okay, the cow dog.
Cow dog. Does a 15 hit it?
That's a damn good question.
Probably.
Yeah, it does.
Sweet. Ta.
He's not armored or nothing. He was just chilling, right?
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
massive freaking.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
dire wolves are badass though. They have a THAC0 of 15, so.
Yeah. We need to put this fucker down. But it just it's taking a -2 now to attack anybody except for Dentry, who just knocked the fuck out of it. Don't you do fire damage too?
It is a flaming sword, but it does an extra 1 of flaming swordness.
Yeah.
It's not a troll or a plant thing, so it's not going to take extra damage.
So you do 11 points of damage. Dentry just walks up and stabs this direwolf through the head and puts the direwolf down. Yes.
It's like,
Willow wags his tail.
Back off my people.
Jackson,
And lick.
what would you like to do?
Jackson is now less afraid than he was before.
Yeah.
Jackson's like, oh shit.
Hey, Jackson,
Thanks.
your leather armor smells terrible. You shit yourself?
Oh, that does remind me. Jackson has he has chainmail. So he would normally only get the 20 movement, but then I got the boots,
Right.
which would give me like the way more movement. So is it like balanced out at like instead of 80, is it like 70?
It would be that's a good question.
Because I think the boots are supposed to give me 80 and not 60.
Let me double check. Magic items.
Or does it just like negate all of my weight?
The boots of speed, yeah, it gives 240 exploration movement and 80 feet of encounter movement. So if you're wearing, well, it doesn't really say.
Because I've been using it at 60 and 70.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question.
Your call. You're the god of the games.
Yeah. I am going to say that because they are magical boots of speed, regardless of the armor that you're wearing, and this does not include if you are carrying treasure, because we are only using basic encumbrance, because I don't want that level of paperwork for advanced encumbrance. No, your movement is 240-80, period.
Excellent.
And the reason why I'm ruling that is that an unarmored person has 120-40. So, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Alrighty, we'll take it. Then Jackson will come down to here, attack this one. Where are you? Recent roll. There you are.
Ew. That is a miss.
And then I'll go, I chose poorly and back up.
Okay.
But he's going to back up a ways.
Okay.
That's it for Jackson.
Actually, no, and that's fine. I'm actually going to change that. No. So, yeah, your movement from this point forward, your movement. So it says they give you 240-80. So your movement would be 220-60 in chainmail.
Okay. 226.
I think that makes sense.
I'm with it.
Because that's still more than an unarmored opponent. That's weird. I never until you brought that up, I never really considered that.
No, it works for me. It makes sense. I mean, like there should be some level of hindrance.
Yeah. No, that works. So yeah, your movement would be 220-60, which is still, way faster than even an unarmored person. So okay, so where was I? So it is Mavis's turn. What would Mavis like to do?
Here. Okay. Wow. So
Sorry
Okay.
about that.
60 feet away. I'll move a little bit.
It's my fault for drawing all the baddies.
No, it's how it works out.
I'll try and sling him from here, and they're 40 feet away. So.
Okay. So at 40 feet.
Hey.
That's a plus nat 20. You hit and you do maximum damage.
A 4. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, you sling this guy right in the face and drop him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, orcs aren't that tough. They just hit hard.
Yeah, the direwolves are really your biggest concern.
Oh, are there still those around?
There's one other direwolf. He hasn't caught up yet.
Oh, he's behind there, so I don't know.
And he's half-assed subject to attack those Neanderthal guys standing right in his line of sight as he comes rambling about.
Yeah, and because he is a wolf, he can definitely smell those Neanderthals. So that is he's going to make a morale check to see just how good his training is. What would a Laura Dannon like to do?
Try and sling the next closest guy. It's also 40 feet.
Okay. So that's a +1 to hit. Oh,
Probably doesn't hit though.
Yeah, 9's not going to get him.
It'd be a 10 with +1.
Yeah.
But probably not going to hit anyway.
Yeah, still not going to hit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The direwolf is going to roll 2d6. And he needs to get under 8. And he does. Hooray for Smarty Wolf. So he is going to stay on target.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
And he is going to come over here, and he's going to He's going to attack Dentry because he probably can't reach to me. So he will try to bite Dentry.
Go for it, bro.
What's Dentry's AC?
1. 1.
So he narrowly misses Dentry with a 14.
So all he needs is a 15 to hit our funky ass. He probably needs
Oh,
like
he
a 17.
needs more than that, but it was a snapping bite that was a close call for Dentry. The orcs are going to also make.
Don't forget, all of you that are right within 5 feet of me, get an extra 1 to your AC now. So both Toomey and Willow get an extra 1.
Versus the direwolf.
Yeah, versus the direwolf or anything that's anything that attacks any 5 feet of me, because of the not the guardian thing, but the ring of protection.
Right. Oh, right. Wow, they really aced their morale check. The orcs are not going to bravely run away. They are going to drag their bleeding asses into the battle. This orc is going to go for Willow the War Dog, and this orc is going to go for Dentry. So orc on Willow.
Willow's AC will be 5.
Okay.
Is that with the 1? Is that with the extra 1?
Yes.
Okay.
And so he misses Willow. The next orc is going to attack Dentry. And also miss.
That's good shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I attack, but I also protect around me. That was like my main goal for this character, was to help the others.
Yeah, you are playing a good fighter. I mean, that is what fighters do. They tank and they hit really hard. And I really like the optional rules for the combat talents. And what I have ruled is they kind of replace the whole idea of weapon specializations. And I've never, even back in the days of first edition AD&D, I never liked how weapon specializations worked, because it always felt like cheating. Because they've got this whole slot system, and then you have to break down, well, yeah, but it says the class gets all weapons and all armor. Well, no, you got to pick, weapons that they're it just starts to get into this clusterfuck. And but then if you use 2 slots for weapon specialization, you automatically get a +1 to hit and damage. And I'm like, well, that makes it sound magical, and it's cheating. I like the combat talents a lot better, and I'm not giving them to paladins or rangers or anything like that. They're strictly for fighters, because it gives fighters something special. I mean, paladins automatically get stuff that's special. They don't need combat talents. So that I kind of like those optional rules.
I like that you did, because it gave me a little special this character, instead of just being like, well, he hit stuff.
Well, and you get like another one at like level 5, I think. So,
oh, sweet.
Yeah. So Yeller.
I moved Yeller accidentally. I guess I at the end of the Laura's turn to get in front of him.
Okay. Nope, that's fine. So that puts us back to Borman. What would Borman like to do?
Willow is not necessary. I mean, Yeller is not necessarily a fighting dog anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and Yeller's AC sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy barding for him, but that's more of a war dog thing.
I feel you. I'm gonna kind of quickly put the dagger in my other hand.
Okay.
It's kind of there with my shit. Oh, never mind. I need to scoop up my sword with my free action and kind of put it in my offhand, so it's like my shield, and then my hand is holding my sword down. It's not usable,
right?
But I'm carrying it with me.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on moving on up to I'm gonna kind of take this direction rather than I'm posturing.
I'm kind of flanking.
Well, yeah, that and my whole idea is, I'm trying to give the clothy people a safe haven behind me.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we might as well just ding this wolf here with a throwing dagger that's in my main hand.
So if you want to,
I just with my shield, it's on my shield hand. I scoop up my crossband, and then I move, and then I throw the throwing dagger that's in my hand at the.
if you
the
want to
wolf.
hit the direwolf, I would say you're going to be at a -2 because you're going to have to throw through these 2 orcs.
Oh yeah, then I'm just gonna take out this first orc. Then is I want my best chances to hit. We need to remove action economy.
Right.
Is what we need to do. Oh, and I just need one. Here we go.
That is a hit.
All right. Well, this will be 2d4 plus 1. Always push the up button. Here we go.
Ooh, okay.
4.
And you drop a dagger right into this orc's face, and his head snaps back and he falls dead. And the dagger comes back to your hand.
Yeah. And then I'll command Willow to kill the other one before he sounds a war horn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Willow.
Willow's gonna do as he's told and bite the very first thing that crosses his face. There. His taco is 17.
That's a oh, wait. Yep, that is a miss.
Yeah, figured, but he gave it a shot.
The Neanderthals I'm going to come down here. These Neanderthals are going to come to about right there. Oops. And they're just keeping an eye on the entire situation. These Neanderthals up here to the north, they are kind of stopping and checking out the orcs and kind of going, kind of rifling through their shit.
Sons of bitches, stealing our loot.
Well, they seem vaguely interested in the battle axes that the orcs are wielding, because the Neanderthals are actually using like stone and flint axes and stuff, and so they are not dumb enough to favor their stone and flint. They recognize that iron and bronze, of course, is far superior. They just don't have the technology to make it themselves. What would Toomey like to do?
Toomey likes the idea of duck, dodge, dip. Dip,
Right?
dodge.
Yes. If you can dodge a fairy cat, you can dodge an orc.
So Toomey will do a little dip down to hit the wolf.
Okay.
And
Nope.
then Toomey will bravely fly back up. Oh wait, I get 2 attacks. That's right.
Yeah, you get another attack.
Nope.
Damn.
And then Toomey will just hover back up and hiss.
Okay. I can see that. Dentry.
Dentry is gonna be like, Toomey, it's done like this. And I think I have to make a little 5-foot step forward, so it looks like I gotta step up.
Okay.
And
Ooh, max damage.
Oh, that thing rolled all over the place before it settled.
Yes.
So that's 11 points of damage.
Okay. Oh, so that is you slash this direwolf pretty damn good, and it is bleeding profusely, but it is still standing. Jackson, what would you like to do?
Jackson gonna come around here on the other side of it and be like, "Nah, fool, it's like this."
That is also a hit, and is Jackson the one with the blade of
Yeah,
The
he's
slicing?
a slicey dicey.
Yeah, so that counts as a slicey dicey.
Well, I mean, I'm
That mean-
fairly certain that at slicey dicey, this thing's not.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 8 points of damage.
So it doesn't really matter.
figured.
Jackson runs up and slices the head off of this direwolf, and its enormous carcass drops to the ground. Nope. No, that's not what I wanted. Get these guys out of the way and off the board.
Ooh. Can we turn Neanderthals into forced labor?
Let's enslave the cavemen. So the Neanderthals, they are not. They are keeping their distance from you guys, and you guys see that these Neanderthals up here. One of them kind of runs over to the smoke tent and is rummaging and taking meat and whatnot. This one is kind of going into the Great Hall and is rummaging around. These two are going through the barracks and are, scavenging around in the now empty direwolf pen. And you guys haven't really poked your head into this or into this, but no other orcs have come out. The only big tent that is left that you have not checked out is the command tent.
Ooh. Are we doing that on turns, or are the turns over for now?
I would say, like I said,
There's still one more.
Oh, is there? I thought.
Yeah, it's right next to Willow the War Dog and Dentry. It's still over here in the little combat.
Yeah, so Mavis, you
Oh.
can go ahead and have a turn.
Oh, okay. Let's
I thought there was one more, and I was like,
It's not in the stack anymore, though.
yeah, there.
Ooh, no.
No, that's a miss. Allura,
Okay.
Allura Denane.
Hey, that looks better. Probably a hit.
Ooh, yeah. So
Cool.
that now there isn't. So Allura snaps a sling bullet and puts an end to the last orc. Oh, goodness.
As soon as the last one dies, because I was kind of next anyway, I want to call out to the party to get ready, right? Because I seen him kind of go in there and start rummaging about in that big tent, and I'm going to come over here to the closest orc, the closest dead orc, and I'm going to grab his war horn,
Okay.
and then I'm going to step over here, and I'm going to tell everybody that I'm getting ready to blow the war horn.
Okay. All right.
I mean, so we're kind of out of combat. I'm letting y'all know that, I'm thinking I should blow this war horn and call whatever the fuck's in this building out through the trap zone. And so if you object, whatever, but you can place your token wherever, nod back at me. Willow will come. Probably Willow's going to be over here biting a dead orc right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, and where do you want Toomey to be?
Toomey's up on the roof, just kicking it.
Okay. So, yeah, everybody kind of assembles, and you blow this war horn, and you can hear that there are some grunts and shouts from inside. Let's see what they're gonna do.
They're gonna come out, or we gotta go in there.
Well, we got to clear the traps before we go in there, but
They are shouting out. So, does anybody speak orc?
Alora.
Dentry and Alora do.
So,
Yeah.
Dentry being a half orc, he would speak it. So, in orc, they are offering a challenge, basically saying, if you come in and get us.
We can wait.
I mean, yeah.
They're gonna get hungry, aren't they?
Well, I mean, if they say that, what I'll do is we'll just set a fire.
Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, Dentry does have a flaming sword.
Yeah,
That's
so
true. Yeah,
yeah.
you could light it on fire near the command tent, and then they'll have to exit
yeah, so
unless
like
they're done.
yeah, just right here, or right over. Yeah, right there, Dentry. Yeah, we'll just oil that area up, set it on fire, and then blow the war horn again.
So, yeah, you shouldn't have too much trouble with that. It is a mud brick timber. So the base section is mud brick. And then, of course, the framework is timber and bone. And there's a tanned roof. And this tent goes like 40 feet up. And looking in the store, you can see that similar to the Great Hall, the interior is recessed. And it goes fairly deep, like 20 feet below ground level. Who's lighting the fire?
Dentry was lighting the fire with the flaming sword.
Okay. Well, that shouldn't be difficult.
Alora can use that tankard thing to make oil if we want.
Oh,
That's true. Yeah, the jug of liquids. So yeah,
Yeah.
you dump some oil on it, and you light the tent, or light the command tent on fire. On here.
Orcs are not known to be pacifists. They'll surely come out before their fucking structure caves in on them.
what are the Neanderthals doing while we're lighting all these fires and stuff?
They are keeping their distance from you. In fact, this Neanderthal. Well, let me double check. What are the Neanderthals?
Yeah, what the hell was in here?
That is a very good question.
Toomey, keep an eye on this one.
So the Neanderthals. They're keeping they're keeping their distance from you. They are keeping a very this one especially is keeping a very careful eye on Willow and Toomey. He's actually kind of inside the tent, and he's like poking his head out. But they are being very they're very skittish. They don't want to get too close. But they're not being hostile at all.
As long as it doesn't look like they're taking treasure, if they're just keeping with their primitive mindset of let's just get some better axes and maybe some food.
That's basically what they're doing. They're stealing some leather hides.
Yeah, I'm okay with all that. We're right. I'm trying to kill the war party and get the gold.
So you, after you're paying attention to these guys, this entire portion of the building is starting to go up. There's a lot of smoke, and you can hear there are some screams coming from inside. They don't sound like orcs.
Oh,
Oh no!
well, that's my idea, man. And so can I bypass my trap safely because I put them there and know they're there?
I would think so. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go on because I'm fireproof.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go on and step on in there and take a look.
Okay.
I might dump some oil in and kind of spread the fire on down as I go, so my area is flaming.
Okay.
Jackson's gonna try and get around to another corner and look in from a different angle.
Okay.
Yeah, start dismantling the side of the thing if you can.
I mean, I do have my. Sure, why not?
So essentially, what you're saying is you guys want to head into the tent.
Yeah, we got to.
Foreman's going in through the door. Jackson's gonna come in through a different entrance.
Okay.
The entry, we're changing maps, aren't we?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, he's
change
got
maps.
a map. He's yeah.
Let
Well,
me-
while you do that,
As
I'm
soon as
gonna
he started
go.
My character's back. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee because this is gonna get intense. It's my weight loss program.
I forget how much water the jug of liquids can make.
A lot.
I could just try pouring it on the fire a little bit.
If you oops,
I think I wrote it down.
that was the wrong page. Yeah, there was a hole. Oh, hold on. I will tell you.
64 pints.
Dang. Okay, I can try and put it out.
You can use 128 pints of salt water.
Ooh, yeah. Heck yeah, I could just hold it over there. That's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I thought.
It's in the little document tree
Thank
There it
you.
is.
in our handouts.
Is it?
Jug of endless liquids.
Oh,
Right
yes,
below
you
bubbles.
are correct. I for some reason was not seeing that. So yes, jug of endless liquids. So salt water will give you 128 pints.
Yeah, that seems like a good way to go.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
put
if
out
you're just
fire.
trying to put out fire, 128 pints.
I'll do it. Will that make a new entrance?
Well, let's see.
So, just catching up, we kind of went down in the stairs, and this is the big area here.
Yes. So who was going in a side entrance?
Oh, that was.
Everybody but me, probably, because it's all burning, right?
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
So everybody else kind of comes in over here, and I need to throw Alora down because
Why? She's nice.
for some reason she disappeared. Her name plaque was there, but she vanished on the other. So you
And I
guys
guess
kind of come down.
everybody's vision is obscured with smoke and shit. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's a bunch of smoke in here. But hold on here.
Oh, oh. I was like, how big is that mofo?
Yeah, it's a big orc. There are 2 orcs. And this, like, partway down, like, where Borman is standing, this is kind of like where these 2 orcs were standing guard. But there is a 3rd orc. And there is just not going to be a... oh. Well, there's just not going to be a appropriate token for the orc that is standing here. And we'll get to that in about a minute.
I guess we're... Well, you know, this is what heroes do. They come in here and they fucking get into some shit.
So,
you know,
yeah, and I will set up initiative, and then I will describe what you guys are seeing. Oh, that was one too many. Ah, that's wrong. Dice again. There we go. That's better. And then we'll do the rest of you. All right. Yes. Okay. So everybody can go ahead and roll initiative, and I will describe to you what you're seeing here.
probably takes Cameron 10 minutes to roll initiative for all her.
I know she's got.
I keep giving her shit to play. Buying dogs. Go play the dog. That's funny.
Well, the one nice thing about Old School Essentials and Old School D&D BX and First Edition is that you can do that because it runs so much faster than 5th Edition. Okay.
All right.
So pets always go after mains. Okay. So,
and can we put the fire line down?
Yeah, so your fire.
Hopefully I'm still standing kind of in it, because that's intimidating and cool.
Indeed.
Yeah, just to come walking through the fire, casually. Frostbrand all glowing, chilling.
Your fire is kind of consuming this section of the tent.
Beautiful.
And, of course, like you said, Borman's just casually standing in it.
Yeah, with long, like flowing hair.
Yeah, with
just
like
beautiful
frost coming off of him as he's standing in this fire. And these two orcs kind of see this. And, well, first of all, I need to see if the orcs... So the orcs are not surprised by the rest of you. What you're seeing in here, of course, it's slightly altered since the fire started. So Borman, you come into this tent, and there is this crude dirt stepped ramp that descends. It descends 10 feet to this area, and then there's like a platform, and then it descends another 10 feet down to this area. And where you're standing is like packed earth. There are some weapon racks along the walls. And down here, you can see that there is a large bonfire in the middle of this big command tent. And there's flickering shadows all throughout here. And these are like shorn trees that are being used as they've been converted into major posts for the inside of this tent, and they've got some torches on them. And of course, there are 2 orcs up here on this this guard post. But you also see that around the room, here and here and here and up here, there are these cages, and they're made of mud, brick, and bone. They are there are some prisoners in these cages who are wailing quite loudly at the fire that they are now aware of because of the smoke. And so in the southwest cage, this cage here, you can see that there are 2 dwarves that are sitting in there. In the northwest cage up here, there are 2 human women that are in here. They both look abused, cold, and are in various states of undress, with their clothing having been ripped and kind of torn off of them. In the southeast cage, you can see that there is a male human and 2 halflings and a gnome are in this dingy little cage down here. And then up here in this northeast cage, you see that there is a human male that is laying, he's wearing nothing but some cloth tied around his waist, and he's laying on the ground, he's not moving. And there's a human female that's huddling in a corner, kind of tucked up into a ball, and all she's wearing is a torn blouse. And she's got the 100-mile stare going on. She's not screaming, she's just staring.
Oof.
And then over here, you see this in the middle. There is this big obelisk kind of thing with some horses at the top of it, and these things here are this grotesque, like image of this bloated. Well, Dentry recognizes it, that this is the bloated face of Garush, the orc and goblinoid god. And it is standing here over this fire. Now, but that's not the most fucked up thing that you're saying. The most fucked up thing is this orc chief, Bashog, who, as you guys enter, even with the smoke, he is praying at this oracle. And he, on his face, there are handprints of what looks like blood as the paint for war paint. And but that even isn't the weirdest thing. Bashog is wearing a frilly pink sateen and lace ball gown. And on his hip, he has a book that he has run a leather strap through, and it is kind of tied, and it is on his hip. And it's not a hugely, it's like maybe 200 pages. This leather bound volume of this book is hanging on his hip. But yeah, he's standing there wearing a frilly pink ball gown. He is a pretty, pretty princess. So, having rolled initiative, Dentry, you see this orc is moving in your direction. So, Dentry, what would you like to do?
Dentry gonna kill this one.
Okay.
Because one less enemy is one less enemy.
That's a hit.
Damn straight it is.
One less enemy right there. Hell yeah.
Ah.
That might do it though.
For 5, yes, that That does. Dentry just walks up and like decapitates this orc at the ears and is like, "Fool, I'm not going to put up with your shit."
I don't like orcs because they always give me shit for being only half as them.
That's right. That's right. Yeller. What does Yeller the hunting dog want to do?
Maybe Yeller could try and break one of these cages near us. That's something he might be capable of.
Okay.
So
the cages. Let's
I can't move him, but he's right next to a cage. So.
You can't move Yeller?
I don't think so. Nope. Oh yeah, I can. I'm sorry. I was trying to get Willow on accident.
So the cages.
I did that earlier too.
So each cage is 20 feet square and made of wood with iron fittings. The door to each cage is locked with a large iron padlock. So Willow's probably not going to be able to do much. I mean, he can chew on these wood bars, but he's going to be hard pressed getting anything through there.
He's going to try his best, darn it.
So Willow's going to be chewing on the wood. That sounds dirty.
He's a good boy.
And what would Borman like to do?
Well, we spent a good 10 or 15 minutes up there fucking around, setting fires and blowing horns and shit.
Yeah, I would say you guys spent 20 minutes up there.
Fuck yeah, I'm going to turn invisible and go ahead and start heading on to the guy. I guess I have to use my action to do my thing, and then I can try to move, kind of silently. So I'll just use my regular 20 feet. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Here we go. I'm going to measure out with 20 feet.
Well,
it's not far.
This orc's aware of you. I mean, you can't. I mean, move silent. Yeah, I mean, you can move silent all you want, but it's not like he's not going to know that you're there.
Okay, well, I mean, he can know that I'm there, but he won't know where I'm at if I start moving this way. My idea is to get behind this man right here, and the man.
Oh, that's right. You're activating your ring of invisibility, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm going invisible, and I'm just gonna kind of head on that way. Is what I want to do. Toward the guy. Here's me trying to move kind of quietly as I move. I don't believe that's a success. I might be making a little noise.
Yeah, you're probably making noise, but he can't see you if you're invis.
That's correct. But
so that should probably mess up the noise a little bit.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's 20 feet right there. It's not very far. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 20 feet.
Right. So yeah, that's where I'm going, and I'm headed that way, and I'm invisible, and pretty soon I'm gonna get behind that motherfucker, and I'm gonna stick him in the neck with my fucking sword.
Okay. So Boshag.
Can Dentry say something knowing how Borman works now?
Yeah.
I will draw him forward.
Okay. So Boshag.
Hopefully gets that and knows not to run all the way across the damn room for no reason.
Oh well, you'll go before me,
But the goal is I'm gonna try and get him to come forward.
Oh hell yeah.
Boshag
I've got to get.
Boshag is going to move towards Allura Denane.
He's fixing to get fucked up.
And I will be right back. We will come to Willow the War Dog.
What movement does that fool have?
I don't know. He had an awful lot, so we need to fuck that dude up.
How fucked up? Fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah. I'm gonna get behind him and try to backstab him with my fucking frostband sword.
I drew him toward us. I was gonna draw him toward us. I drew him toward us.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah. Alora's still a little bit away, so I think she can still step the fuck back without drawing opportunity infractions and shit.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I hope so. Anyway.
All right, I think we're gonna gangbang this dude. I think this area was all designed for more orcs being involved in this encounter right here. I mean, we mowed through their entire. I mean, fuck. They had. I walked through 3 of them due to getting surprised on them and shit. They only got 4 hit points.
Cool.
And
All right.
yeah. Then the others, they took a big loop around and they got waylaid. I think this was all designed, and plus you got to remember, this necessarily wasn't designed for us to mow here second. You know, this was an apple. This was a beginning narrative hook.
We were supposed to go straight for this part.
We could have gone straight for this part, or the lights, or the Undercroft down in their area. Those were I thought those were the beginning narrative hooks. I mean, just metagamely speaking, while the DM's away.
Ah,
Yeah, he's coming back. Huh.
I got cause fear too if we need to. That might
Yeah.
be good. I'll make
Cause
that guy
fear.
run. Yeah, the cleric has it.
do it.
So I just might, man.
So yeah, Boshag sets down his can of Bud Light and hikes up his pink dress, grabs his battle axe, and heads towards Laura. And what
Doesn't
would
he prance over?
he might prance a bit, yes.
Tell me, man.
And what would Willow the War Dog like to do?
Willow the War Dog is going to run forward and kind of get right up in here. You know, try to get him in the back a little bit, really, but it's really going to end up being more on the side. I understand there's no benefit to this whatsoever, but that's where he's going and that's what he's doing.
Okay.
And here we go. I'm going to try to bite him.
That hits.
Hell yeah. So Willow the War Dog will take a big bite out of his ass. He's got like little cheek action, you know, just grrr. And it's really just a little cheek action. He scratched his butt cheek for 2 points of damage.
Okay. Oh, before I forget. So I was going over old school essentials. And so I mean, I suppose I could change this, but I don't think I want to. So pets aren't treated like retainers, which is kind of what I was doing. So Willow and Toomey won't level up. Let's see. So Toomey should have 9 hit points, and Willow should have
11.
Is that?
It's what you said. It's what originally it's in the book, I believe.
Let's see. Willow is a dog. Correct. So yeah, Willow would have 11. So yeah.
All right.
And yeah, and I was looking at it, I'm like, well, that does kind of make sense because, I mean, they can't take classes. They're not.
I'm fine with it.
They're not sentient enough to be able to take classes and professions. So,
but if you were dividing up and giving them experience out of the party experience, you owe us experience points.
Damn straight you do.
That is true.
Well, you guys wrote down their EXP so we can split it up at the end, right?
Yeah.
No, I just waited for him to tell me the thing leveled. That's kind of how it was going.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they're leveled. Yeah.
I mean, but rather than be technical and bookwormy and shit, how about you just add 500 experience points to the pool for this round and we call it even?
That works as well.
Anybody object? Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. As Willow gets smaller and more puny, all of our powers.
yes. Diablo's powers have decreased. So let's see here. It just occurred to me I need to do something else here. That was. Where's my calculator?
going back and trying to figure out how many experience points the fucking dog ate up. It sounds like a pain in the ass.
I've got a fair idea, and 500 is actually pretty close. And then oh, that's what I was looking for.
We're going to deface this altar, aren't we, Mavis?
Shit, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like I have my own god, but I don't know if I get mad that other people have theirs, or if these are horrible or not. A paladin would definitely have a problem with it.
Yeah, they seem like they're kind of bad guys.
Yeah, that does seem.
Okay, so
I'll have to pray on it, I guess.
Chaotic gods. If is your god lawful or neutral?
I believe they're lawful.
Okay.
Is this god chaotic then?
Probably.
So
orc.
So Willow goes up and takes a bite out of Bashag's ass. Jackson, what would you like to do?
Action Jackson comes over here and takes out the other one.
Go for it.
Action Jackson.
Do it.
Yeah, that is a hit.
And that is a sever limb roll.
It is. Go ahead and roll your damage first. Because it might not
Good
matter.
Point. Might not matter.
And it doesn't. I would say that's automatically another headshot. And you decapitate the next orc. And you make it look easy.
As a free action, can I throw the head at the bad guy?
Yeah. You run up, slice off the head, and throw the head, and it makes that hollow clonking sound that skulls make as it rolls to Bashag's feet.
And then, like Bolo from Bloodsport, I just want to be like, "You are next."
Okay. Alora Danane, what would you like to do?
Well, Alora's kind of creeped out by Buffalo Bashag and might run away due to not having any armor.
An orc wearing that dress is sacrilegious.
Let's run behind the strong man. If I can still do an action, I could try and sling something at it, though.
Yeah, you certainly could.
Okay. Yay! Cool.
That's maximum damage.
Oh, I'm rolling it, but I don't need to. It's 4.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Alora tags Bashag with a rock, and he takes 4 points of damage. What would Mavis like to do?
Probably run up and smack him.
Okay.
With the +1 mace. So... Okay.
Ooh. Did you just roll a 1?
I did. That happened.
So Alora goes to smack Bashag, and she kind of overreaches, and he brings his axe down.
Oh no!
What is Alora's, or I'm sorry, Mavis's AC?
3.
He, with his Thaco of 16, he hits 1d8 plus 2.
Okay, I won't die, but I could get very hurt. Oh, that's not too
For 4 points of damage.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, he sucks.
Oh well.
He sucks bad.
Toomey the fairy cat.
If only Toomey had the ability to pick locks, but no.
Toomey would be
I
small enough.
invested it.
Toomey could crawl in between the bars and kind of comfort the people in this cage. That is the northwest cage. There's 2 human women in there.
Can Toomey look at the dead bodies for a key?
So the dead body is, oh, you mean the 2 orc bodies?
Yeah, were there keys?
You know, that's a really good question. I don't know that Toomey
Would recognize a key.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Toomey.
I mean,
Attack.
fairy cats are really smart, but I don't know that they have that level of cognition.
Okay. Toomey attack.
Okay, so Toomey is gonna fly over and attack Bashag.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna get cat fur all over that pretty dress.
Damn straight. Cat fur attack. Wait, where's my D20? Where are you? Why aren't you? There you are.
No, that's gonna be a miss.
Toomey, we're gonna have to talk about your attacks.
and that's gonna be a miss.
Now Toomey will go comfort the people. Toomey needs comfort.
Yes, I've done enough. Dentry. Yeah, instead of attacks, Toomey goes up and brushes up against the orc's leg and then runs off.
It's like, I like your dress. I like your pretty dress. Ooh, look.
Dentry, what would you like to do?
I had to pick a cat as a pet, didn't I? Dentry just walks up and like, nah, fool. You gotta go.
Ugh, no.
Man, that thing bounced all over the place before it settled.
Yep. Yeah. So the one thing that I will say, I mean, hey, look at this. I'm going to say something decent about the upcoming VTT for 5th edition, is that evidently the way the dice will roll is that you click and you actually move the mouse and let go of your mouse button. So it's actually like actually rolling the dice as opposed to just clicking a button. And so you can control, potentially, if they get the physics down right, they will roll like real dice, which is like, if they can get it right, it would be one step better than what we've got here. But I don't know. I still am not. So I'm not going to play their VTT because I don't want to play 5th edition anymore. But so Yeller, is he just going to keep pawing at this cage?
I think Yeller would get totally murdered by that guy.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, could he push Mavis out of the way?
Probably, yeah.
Gonna bonk into her.
Okay. And so he
Really
shoves Mavis like over
Right there.
Yeah.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Shoves her out of the way and is like barking and growling at Bashag. Borman.
Gonna kind of go around behind the guy here.
Okay.
And from behind, I'm going to swing the Frostbrand and hopefully hit with, what is that, a 17?
That does hit.
And it's max damage of 10.
Okay. So you...
And I'll become visible.
So why did you do max damage?
Because it's a backstab. He doesn't know where I am. I'm behind him, and I hit him.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean max damage. That means... You double any damage dealt, so you would roll double your damage.
Oh, well, okay. I'll double my damage. Thank you, I guess. Maybe. And so longsword is a D8, and I'll add 2 for my strength in the weapon. So that's what, 9, 18 points of damage.
Yeah, so that's better than what max damage would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could have been worse, but it wasn't.
And
that really hit him.
So Bormund comes up and backstabs Boshag, and you put him down. Now, Boshag, so you kind of you run him through, and Boshag drops. What are you guys doing next? Keep in mind the tent is on fire.
Yeah, we need to start combating the fire.
Yeah,
and
Laura will try from one side, just put it out with the 128 liter of salt water.
Okay.
I'm gonna go stab the fire with Frostbrand.
That actually is more effective, and so you are able to shrink the fire down. Well, that's not right. You're able to shrink the fire down to about there because you stab that Frostbrand down and it just kind of goes and goes back. And Alora's putting down water. What is the rest of you doing?
Helping the victimized people.
Okay, so Mavis, roll a. Well, you don't have to roll anything. You find a ring of keys on one of the orc guards' belts, and you're able to kind of help people out of these cages. So in the in the southwest cage, there were 2 dwarves in there. Thurgani Flatchest, who was a gem merchant, and Berith Brewsunder, an ale and whiskey merchant. They are both from. They were traveling from Zlatoheim along the Eastern Tradeway, and their caravan was hit by the orcs, and they were captured. In the northwest cage, there are these 2 women, Nusi Vindham and Nashalra Mistmark. They have basically been terribly abused by the orcs. Basically, they've been kept as breeding stock. The southeast cage down here has a human, Graloon Blacktrapper, and 2 halflings, Elric Teafinger and Brizana Tenfellow. And there is a gnome, Felbus Gobbletop. They've been all kept in this cage. Similarly, they were captured from caravans. And then in this northeast cage, the guy that was laying in the middle of the room, so the woman that's huddled in the corner, she tentatively comes out. Her name is Destiny Egelberger. And she's wearing nothing but a torn blouse. Again, she's been kept as breeding stock. She tells you that the dead guy was Herbert Oswell, who was her husband, and he did not last long. He is dead. What is Dentry doing?
Dentry is gonna go over to the shrine thing here and start to bash it with the crowbar.
Okay, so you are destroying this shrine. At the base of the oracle, there is a trunk. It doesn't appear to be locked, and there is a iron lockbox that is locked.
All right, well, I'm not the trap checking person, and I know better than to just open up stuff.
Yeah, I'll get to that. I was going to attack the fire again.
Okay.
First, do that. While you do that, I'm going to ask for that key ring. Who's opening up the things?
Me. You can have the keys. Go for it.
Okay, so In the trunk, you find that there are 5 large ball gowns in various pastel colors, and these 5 ball gowns, you are estimating they could be worth upwards of 1,000 gold pieces.
More to some very large woman. Because it's hard to find clothes from that size. I guess.
Is it 1,000 gold pieces each?
No, total.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
If there are ball gowns that can fit an orc,
Yeah,
there's got to be some big ball.
they are rather large ball gowns, yes.
They could be taken in, huh?
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, I didn't even think about that until you said, "Oh yeah, these must be some." Like, damn, no, you're right. Those must be some large. All right. Well, what about the other one?
So you unlock the lockbox, and in there, on here, and I will tell you what's in there. This is the real prize.
I wrote down that.
Oh my god, that's a lot. There are, you unlock this box, and inside it is filled to the brim with gems.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. All right.
There are 500 gems in here that are worth 25 gold pieces each.
500 gems worth 25 each.
That's a lot of gold.
That is really nice.
Yeah, that is a shit ton of money, is what that is.
I added them to the bag of shit we got to sell.
Did we get our gold last session, or did we were running late so we didn't do it? Because I have numbers divided up, but I don't know if we actually took it.
Yeah, you took it.
Okay, because I remember we were
maybe?
running late towards.
No,
I think so.
no, you guys decided to save that for this session.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
And we haven't even added to it yet.
Right.
Right. So I was like, I had
Yeah.
the numbers already split. And I'm like, I don't think we actually did it though, because I just had it sitting there.
I understand. Yeah, no, that's still all in your bag of gold you have to split.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, in this little hoard next to the chest, or next to the trunk and the lockbox, you see that there is a sack, and in this sack are, well, first of all, you see that there are a matching set of very fancy hand axes, and you note that that both of them are perfectly balanced.
Oh.
Throwing axes.
They are.
I have a character in another game that would love those.
So you play around with these. They are throwing hand axes +1. And
Nice.
Turning 2.
to let's see here. I'll find it. Swords, warhammers.
That shit sounds like maybe Dentry.
It does sound like something that Dentry would like. But the question is, well, no, because Dentry has a shield, but maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can use throwing axe. Just throw the throwing axe and pull it off your belt with your free action and throw it. And then when you're ready to switch to melee, you use your free action to pull out your sword.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that. I like how you think.
So yeah, similar to Borman's throwing dagger, these will return to your hand. They are throwing hand axes, so they do 1d6 damage plus 1d6 plus 1 damage, and they have a range of 5 to 20 for short range, 21 to 40 for medium range, and 41 to 60 for long range.
And there's 2 of them?
There's 2 of them. They're a matching set.
I
When
don't-
used as missile weapons, the hand axes inflict double damage on a successful hit.
That's really nice. Um,
On one? Or you have the dagger. I mean, do you want one?
I have the dagger. I mean, yeah, I'll take a hand axe just because it is a D6 instead of a D4, and that lets me take the throwing dagger and pass it down to almost anybody that want it. I will give it to Alora.
Oh yeah.
Cool, thank you. Is that a D4?
It's a D4, but if you throw it, it's 2D4.
Yeah, it does double damage if you hit with as a ranged weapon.
Excellent, that's great news. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like there's no reason to have two of them if it returns.
That's right.
Also, in this sack are 200 platinum pieces.
$200 platinum.
900 gold pieces.
900 gold.
Here. 1,200 silver pieces.
Nice.
1,200 silver.
Man, they've been doing good.
I mean, I would hope so. They got a big old camp.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Whoops.
And 5 million electrum pieces. It's a really large sack.
And there are 4,000 copper pieces. It is a big sack.
Oh, that is. Wow. That's a nice chunk of change.
Yes, it is.
Did anybody want to search any, aside from looking for the keys, did anybody want to search anything else?
There's the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
One
What's in there?
One of the scholar people should check that out.
So
Okay,
so Mavis, you check out this book that he was carrying, and it is a book of fairy tales. It is called Tales of the Toad Princess. And I will tell you more about that. The Tales of the Toad Princess is a cautionary tale of what befalls a young toad girl from the Fey realm as she tries to rise above her station to rule a kingdom in human hands. After many humorous, if not outright silly, misadventures, the Toad Girl falls in love with a handsome prince and is made queen of the kingdom. It is illustrated. There are sketches, and in every sketch, this Toad Princess, who is an anthropomorphic toad that walks on her hind legs, as she elevates her station in the human realm, you can see that she continually dresses in these frilly ball gowns and whatnot. And, you know, the through her misadventures and ridiculous situations, towards the end of the book, she actually becomes the princess of this entire human kingdom, and she's dressed in a frilly ball gown and whatnot. But at the end of the book, there are a number of pages that have been torn out and ripped out. But it appears that the things don't end with her being the queen of this human realm. She actually ends up going back to the Fey realm, is what it looks like, and and all of it was for naught. And she goes back to just being a normal toad princess. And there are parallels between what you're seeing in these pictures and what Boshag, the orc chief, was wearing. Like, he was mimicking what he was seeing.
Probably so. Well, we need to shake this place down real good and make sure nothing was buried here in a hidden spot or whatever. We need to clean the barracks up and check it all down for anything of value. And then I guess that's it for here, right? I want to what?
You gotta bury the dead.
Yep. Gotta bury
You
the
gotta
dead.
give those one ladies some clothes too.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to forego your 1,000 gold of ball gowns, you can lead them out and make them look like prom queens.
I bet they won't really want to. They probably would rather wear the armor from the dead orcs or something normal.
Yeah, cloak, bed sheets, anything.
Yeah, you can wrap them up in hides and whatnot. That's not.
Yeah, tell them they'll be solace in Braunhaven. You know, you're safe now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Do any of us have a skill of like making like clothes and stuff at all?
Yeah. Does anybody have a secondary?
I got furrier.
Oh, well then yes. And so you guys have, as you put out the last of the fire and you exit the tent, it is late in the evening. Or, well, I wouldn't necessarily say late in the evening, but this whole situation has taken you about 3 hours since you first got to the camp. That was the longest you guys have been doing this. And so you are all...
Did I notice anything?
I'm sorry, what was that?
All of my being up on the obelisk, did I notice anything?
No. This is just a baked clay obelisk that, there's nothing special about it. It's just ugly. But you guys are in serious need of rest up at this point, and you're all drained from the battle.
Murdering.
Yeah, all the murdering. It takes it right out of you, and it is a long trip back to from where this camp is. It is a fairly long trip. You're talking about a day and a half worth of travel to get back to the town of Braunhaven in the
make camp here
in the night. So yeah, you could make camp here if that's
not in
the big tent with all the cages.
Yeah, no, just for why don't we move to the Great Hall?
Yeah, that should be fine.
One at the north, yeah.
Yeah. We can all go into their Great Hall area there. It hadn't been burned, and we can eat some of their food if it's edible, and loot everything around, clean the bodies up. I want to disassemble and take that scything blade trap.
Okay. Yeah,
I want to explore these ones.
That scything blade trap is not really that impressive. It is a big rusty, looks like a farming scythe that has been makeshifted with saplings and whatnot. Like I said, it's not really impressive in any way.
Okay, well then I will not take it with me, but I will disassemble it nevertheless, and we'll put all the orcs' heads on spikes, just kind of,
okay,
right in here, So if any of the other orcs want to show up or whatever, there'll be a nice little display so they can know that the Braunhaven militia has arrived. Or
so
might not be our names.
You are putting the the orcs' heads on spikes, and you note that one of the orcs is missing their hands. And the rest of you, when you are examining the Great Hall, you see that there has been a little shrine made, and basically these orc hands have been stuck on sticks that are crossed, and so there's these two orc hands that are kind of like this. And then there is a small, not small, medium-sized platter of some of the salted and smoked meat from the smoke lodge has been laid out like for you, and like these two hands are kind of like set up as like a tribute to you.
Well, that's kind of disgusting. I think we're gonna eat our own food. Now Borman will be like, now I've been in some low places in my life, but I don't think this is one of them, and I prefer not to eat cannibalized orc.
Well, you know that the meat that's laid out is not cannibalized orc. It is small. It is salted and smoked oxen.
Oh, well then, fuck it. Is it good? A little taste, you know?
I mean, it's tough beef. I mean, it's ox, not you know.
It's good to strengthen the jaw with the chewing.
Yeah, you're gonna be chewing on it for a while, but I mean, it's perfectly edible. But these orc hands, they're kind of set up like the Neanderthals set this up as like a tribute to you.
Oh well.
Wow, we're really popular with them. That's cool.
Yeah.
Neanderthals are like, hey, you guys did good. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean,
we're gonna give you a hand.
Yeah. Come out. Borman will come out and talk loud at them, like that'll make them understand. You know, like you are very welcome. We are happy to have saved your area. In the morning, we will go in peace, and you will do what you do.
So, yeah, you guys spend the night. I assume you're going to set up some kind of watch.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna put my I'm gonna trap the fucking door coming in.
Okay, so you guys are able to camp throughout the night, and everybody roll a d6.
Anything in this one, by the way?
This one's just a barracks. You find some furs and moldy straw mats. Aside from that, there's well, maybe there. Nope, there is nothing in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a community here, you know. They don't own the treasure. It's all to the chief.
Yeah, that was
probably their culture.
That was the general idea.
Yeah.
So you guys are able to make it through the night. No other orcs make their way back. Borman does hear. Borman and Mavis do hear in the middle of the night that they. It sounds like there was something outside and rustling around in the bushes, but it never came all the way back into the camp, and seems to have moved on. It could have been the Neanderthals. You don't know. It could have been just a passing wildlife. You're not sure. But in the morning, you are able to pack up your wayward prisoners and head back to Braunhaven. And
does resting heal? I forget.
I'm sorry?
Do we get to heal at all?
Yes. So,
and you get double your normal hit points because Alora is a witch.
Right. So you can get back 4 hit points from natural rest.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's what I needed.
And so
you
make your way back to the town of Braunhaven, and once you get back to the Eastern Tradeway, since the warband has pretty much been put down, you don't run into any further problems. And you make your way back to the town of Braunhaven. Where are you going to take the people? Are you just taking them straight to the inn? What is your plan when you get back to the town?
All Faith's Temple.
Oh, okay. That's a perfectly good idea. So you take them back to the All Faith's Temple, and Father Ainsworth kind of sets up a well, he sets up places for them to get some rest and receive some healing. A lot of them, especially the women, are going to need I mean, if counseling was a thing, that's what they're going to need. But at the very least, they're going to need some healing. And he tells you that to not worry. He will set something up with Tekka Cracker Bottom at the Braunhaus coaching inn so that these people have someplace to stay. And he will talk to the town council and the Burgermeister and perhaps set them up with some kind of permanent housing. So you guys have come back to the Braunhaus and of course are setting up or coming back in and stowing all of your loot in the in your private suite. And
Are people of note? Any of those people that we rescued, like, do we ask them who they were and stuff?
So they were all just traders that worked the Eastern Tradeway. They basically come, like the two women, they came all the way from Arabashia and do the trade route through Braunhaven and up to the dwarven citadel of Zlatoheim, trading silks and things of that manner, heading up that way, and then trading in furs and gems and ore on the way back. And so they just had the unfortunate situation of running into a confused orc war chief who thought that he knew how he was going to move himself up to nobility and rule human lands, is essentially what his aim was.
Well, it's a shame we don't know which of these gems were theirs, or we could return them. But they are all mixed in now, and that is that.
Plus, Borman's already lit them, so
Yeah, so we've already counted them, and they're already in the bag.
yes.
But
So
if we're about to get awarded this property and everything, would it be at all possible for us to maybe, if we get the town somewhat fortified, perhaps we could sell our gems here and just have a gem shop?
So yeah, that is a really good issue. So when you guys come back into town, you can see that the wall is well underway to being built. I think which one was it? Alora or was it Mavis that was making the charisma check?
Oh, it was Alora.
So Alora can roll under her charisma ability, and she gets a plus. Or no, there was no plus because you're just paying standard rates.
Yay.
Okay, so Alora is able to hire 3 more people that at the standard rate. What was it? Hold on, I will tell you. Rather than I need Carcass Crawler. I think it's issue 2. Town service. Yeah. Hiring retainers. So yeah, you guys were paying 1 gold piece a day, so there's another 3. It's for a total of 3 per day for times 28 for the month, but we'll get to that in just a bit. So that brings your total up to your max between 3 people that you can hire for retainers to be working on this wall. And I think we figured that out to be like 9 is what I remember. So it comes out to 252 gold pieces that you will owe these people at the end of the month for payment. And
we've already deposited 1,000 into a fund.
That's right, for the town to kind of handle. And so you got these guys covered. They are in the process, and like I said, it's probably going to take 2 or 3 months to just build this wall. I mean, there's more involved than just putting wood. I mean, you got to cut down the trees, you got to shear the trees, you got to shave the trees, you got to dig the post hole. It's work. And so, yeah, you guys have the wall going up around the town. But more than that, just the gold that you have dumped into the general store owned by Nima Crinkle Gringle is that money is then, of course, pumped back into the economy because Nima, of course, uses it to go out and purchase things, and that money is given to other people, and those people then go out and purchase other things. So the wealth of the town has elevated, uh, at least secretly, because you got to figure a lot of this wealth is stashed so that they don't have to pay taxes on it. So they bundle it up and they stash it. There is because of that in the region, because of the high tax rate, there is a black market that has sprung up across the region of, wink wink, say no more, and we'll do this transaction completely off the books so we don't have to pay the government for it. And that has resulted in that you could technically sell upwards, and I will tell you exactly how much you can sell. Economics and trade. So because it is winter, they only have they don't have here it is. They can only afford, the town normally can only afford 250 gold pieces per month to purchase gear in the winter months, but in the summer that is as high as 500. You guys can actually sell for this month up to 1,000 gold pieces worth of stuff.
All right, you want me to take this from the bag of shit I've got to sell, and I can sell these. I can sell these dresses, these 5 ball gowns.
You could.
Yeah,
now
and that's
1,000. Now, if you're because that is because those are dresses, they will only offer you 500 gold pieces for them. But you can haggle with them.
Well, I can give it a fucking shot. Fuck it. Yeah, I'll see if I can. I'm going to keep the dresses. If the dresses are a problem and they need something a little bit more substantial or whatever, I have 500 worth of gems worth 25 gold pieces each. We can throw those.
So well, here, so
the gems are basically currency as is.
So haggling is a 2d6 roll, and it is modified by your charisma modifier.
Okay. Then
Alora do the haggling?
I think Alora should sell, and we use her dice and blame her for the results.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will just manage this fucking list until we drain this place of all its gold.
Yay.
No, 2d6 roll. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
And then what is your charisma modifier?
Let me see here. It's 13, so it doesn't have a modifier.
13 has 1, I thought.
Oh, the sheet doesn't say that. So
it says...
No, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, 13 is a +1 to NPC reactions. And so you got a 7. So they would, for the dresses, they would still only offer 50% value.
It gets them off the list. That's 500. And then what if we tried the 5 gems worth 500 gold pieces total?
Okay. So she can make another 2d6 roll, or 2d6 +1 roll.
So gems aren't just like their value?
No, you have to trade them. Generally, so you can get gems appraised, and then you can also sell them. But generally, there's going to be a rough trade that goes in. So
this helps covers the fucking taxes and shit too. I'm sure. I mean, if we can get taxes lowered, they might be willing to pay more.
So you're selling off 500 gold worth of gems. Is that right?
Yep, 5 gems worth 500 gold pieces total.
So they will give you 325 gold pieces for those.
Okay, so that's 825 that we've drained out of them then, right?
Yep.
And I'm getting rid of these gems right here. Okay, so that means I can do 175 worth of stuff.
Yep.
That might be
Okay.
right.
I've got a diamond ring worth 150 gold pieces.
Okay. So Alora can make another 2d6 plus 1 check. Or a 6. And you said it was 150?
Yes.
They will give you 120 gold pieces for it.
I will take that. And 120, you said?
Yep.
Okay, so that puts me at 945. Maybe I can come up with a 50 banger real quick. I'm looking. I've got a lot of shit.
Yes, I know. You guys have collected a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I think I'll just let that ride. We're not stressing on money. Well,
and
okay,
also,
how about this? I've got 13 gems worth 130 gold, so they're worth 10 each.
okay.
And so therefore, let's try 5 of these gems.
So, okay. So Alora can make another 2d6 plus 1 roll. Ooh, that's a good roll. I'll give you 40 gold pieces for him.
All right, that puts us, Mr. Goldman, at 985 gold pieces to our kitty.
There you go. Now, one thing to keep in mind with gems, I mean, obviously right now you're just trying to, unclutter your stash, but gems can be spent just like coins. They're essentially lighter weight versions of money, because you can carry, a diamond that's worth 100 gold pieces rather than 100 gold pieces. So it's going to be easier to carry that diamond. And
That's what I was saying.
And you can use it. But if you're trading it and converting it in this manner, then of course there's going to be some haggle back and forth, because the jewelers or the trader that's buying it, the idea is that they're not going to use it. Generally, they're not going to use it as money. They're going to polish it up, recut it, and put it into something like a jewel or a ring or something of that manner. So yeah, there is some haggle back and forth if you're converting it.
Well, yeah, we still need to look. We need to get some of these assets down, so that way we need hard currency anyway. I mean, because it always works.
Right.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
I mean, while we have the opportunity, because I mean, I've got 15, maybe 20 lines worth of shit, of just randomized shit.
So if you're using like gems as currency, let's say that you're in a large city, the only large city that we know of so far is Glaustein and Zlatoheim. But let's say that you decide. So what would happen in that case is that, if you have a 50 gold piece gem, then there's going to be, first the person who's accepting the gem is going to have to appraise the gem. And that's generally going to accrue a 10% fee worth the value of the gem. And then whatever they appraise it at, they will then go ahead and it will be worth that minus 10%.
Oh.
So gems are not a perfect solution, but it is a way of carrying greater amounts of wealth in a lighter package.
Gotcha.
So, so then the question is, where do you want to go from here? Tekka feeds you, you get a good night's rest, in a comfortable bed in the inn. And then you have the decision on what you would like to do at this point. So it is still the festival of giving, and Saint Baldwin is missing. There is still the whatever is left in the Undercroft and the catacombs down below that you haven't finished. Although you also have all of these clues leading you onward toward, having to check out what is going on with this nobleman.
I think that we should try to invest in Braunhaven by maybe trying to maybe see if we can talk these two dwarves that we rescued into staying here and being fighter types or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, they could stay for a while. Their home is actually in Zlatoheim, and in their current condition, they're not, in a hurry to make that long trek up through the mountains.
If they get healthy and return home, would they have the power to get dwarven smiths here to perform?
Well, there are actually 2 dwarven smiths already in town. There is, and I will tell you their names.
Oh, I'm talking stonesmith and engineers, not blacksmiths.
So yeah, there is an armorer and a blacksmith in town. The Billet brothers, Stonesy and Anvil Billet. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, I'm talking builders, engineers, stonesmiths.
You're trying to turn this from like an open stopping point to like a proper city.
That's right. If this is going to be our pad and we're going to come in with all this loot, we need to fucking, make this place to come stop. We've got a river and a cool bridge. Psst.
So yeah, because you have valiantly dealt with the orc warband that has been plaguing the caravans, that of course is going to play heavily in your favor. And so these 2 dwarves, once spring hits and there's more of a thaw, they of course will probably then want to be heading back home, and they will most certainly put in a word at Zlatoheim about the deeds of the heroes of the heroes of Braunhaven, as you are being heralded, and they can of course start the process of possibly sending stonesmiths and things of that nature from Zlatoheim down here to Braunhaven. And but that will be something that will happen in the spring.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the most pressing thing is probably to save fucking Christmas.
Yes, I want to save Christmas. That's what I was going to say.
Yes, I want to save Christmas. Okay. So how many days are you going to rest up in Braunhaven before setting out again?
I mean, I'm sure it'll take us a day or 2 just to handle affairs.
Okay.
And situate. I mean, isn't that a fair assessment? The animals need rest and grooming and training and time to shake the blood off or whatever.
Right.
I mean, that's all I know. You give us a chance to research and maybe comb through books and stuff they have. If they're giving us this mansion, we can move in there and
so
whatever.
They are still getting the mansion or the manor ready. And the manor, nobody knows who originally built the manor. In the day or 2 that you're lounging around town, kind of stocking back up. So you guys were gone like 4 days already. And the end of the Festival of Giving will be at the end of next week. And so you spent like 4 days in town, and you learn a little bit more about this manor. And so nobody knows who originally built it. It is approximately about 300 years old. But at one point, nobody knows who originally built it or where they went. But at one point, the town kind of took the property over, and they it is now known as the Braunhaven Manor for the Indigent, and it was basically turned into a tenement home for people that were down on their luck.
Disgusting.
Well, I mean, it's not like there's piles of needles in every corner and shit like that. But I mean, it's been vacant for quite some time.
Oh, wonderful news.
Most everybody that was living there died of the demon plague, and so the place has just been, sitting there getting the shit kicked out of it by the elements all this time for about the last, 150 to 200 years. And so that's kind of what you learn about the place. Looking at the outside of it, it is near disaster. It is, there's holes in the roof, and the beams are sagging, and the front staircase looks like it's going to fall apart if a halfling steps on a step. But aside from that, you will own it, and it will be yours. So, but they are still in the process of getting that at least. The town wants to get it at least to a point that you can move into it without killing yourselves from a collapsing wall or whatever. And so, you pack up your stuff.
Is the upkeep and the upgrade of the town, has it drawn in, people wandering about or whatever? Maybe people that have been ravaged by the orcs and want solace for the winter and things. I'm wanting to know about all these houses. Are they starting to,
Well, you guys have only been here like maybe a little over a week since we started. Yeah. And so not a whole lot. There have been a couple of people, but most of the activity you see as far as people coming through the town, they are staying at the Braunhaus. There have been a couple of Arabashian traders that have come in and are in negotiations with the town council about possibly buying property here. And setting up either their own shop or selling distant goods from far off Arabashia. But aside from that, not a particularly large amount of people have moved in.
Okay.
But the next question that you have, of course, is this whole situation with St. Baldwere. Where do we go? And so the tale that you hear about St. Baldwere is that he is this magical dwarf. And switch this. There we go. So he is this magical dwarf that lives up in the Skellis Mountains. You were just in the foothills, but he's higher up than that. And in the in this mountain region, he has this supposedly magical workshop. Now, the Festival of Giving is a yearly holiday that consumes the entire month of Decus, and the beginning of winter. That it starts at the beginning of winter and ends with the winter solstice. The entire month is usually marked with feasts and parties. Loved ones gather to exchange gifts. They volunteer to help the poor, donate heavily to the All Faiths Temple or the Chapel of the Known Gods. And part of this is that the god Decus, of course, features prominently since it's his month. And there's images of the Winter Lord that are generally put up. And you notice a lot of this around town is that you see that there are, kind of statues. And the Winter Lord is generally depicted as a middle-aged man with a black goatee wearing a royal blue robe with white fur lining. And he's usually depicted as smoking a pipe. And it is said that that Decus is present at a feast or party when you can smell the hint of vanilla pipe tobacco and nutmeg in the air. And people often remind one another to always invite strangers into your home during the festival because you never know if it is Decus in disguise. And it is just this huge, long affair that takes up the entire month. And a lot of people, especially the wealthy that want to impress, and not that you're going to run into that here, a lot of people will begin preparing for the Festival of Giving, a couple of months in advance. So they'll be overstuffing their larders with, meats and fruits and all manner of goodness so that they can afford to throw these feasts and parties throughout the month. And I mean, even the people that are not entirely well off will prep a little bit earlier because the whole thing is just extravagant. Saint Baldwin is this dwarven cleric, and nobody knows exactly how old he is. But it is assumed, I mean, people will say known, but it is assumed that he is an avatar of the known gods. But he leans heavily towards Decus and the old god Montus. And druids in the Braunhaven region, Father Ainsworth being one of them, believe that St. Baldwin descends from the Skellis Mountains on the solstice on a sled pulled by 15 magical guinea pigs to deliver gifts to the faithful. And when he is seen, which is very rare, St. Baldwin is said to be wearing a dark red velvet full-length coat lined with white fur. He has a full beard of white hair and wears round spectacles upon his plump nose. Over one shoulder he carries a burlap sack full of gifts while carrying his rod of merriment in the other hand. And St. Baldwin is known to be a fairly jolly fellow and is a favorite of children. And they leave out steins of beer and plates of cheese for him every night on the solstice. And so it is said that his rod of merriment is a 4-foot rod made of gold, red velvet, and electrum filigree, capped with a crown-like holy symbol, and it's studded with gems. And that this rod actually is sentient, and that it is capable of causing people to dance with laughter, and it is capable of resurrecting the dead or to randomly create candy in the pockets of children, and at times it is used by St. Baldwin to enlarge or reduce his size so that he can sneak into a building and leave gifts. And at other times it is capable of causing him to be invisible. It is a wondrous, wondrous item. But through all these tales, you are able to gather a rough estimate of, well, what is the path? Where do these magical guinea pigs come from? What peak of the mountain? And you're able to discern, from about 15 different sources, 4 or 5 likely locations that may be where St. Baldwin is located. And let me fix this. First of all, that needs to be turned off, and that needs to be turned on. There we go. And so,
before we depart the town, can I just have the armor start making me full plate?
You certainly can.
Cool.
And that now that you've asked that question. Whoops. So full plate. So it will be 100 gold pieces for the Anvil Brothers to craft it, and then the armor itself will run 1,000. So 1,100 total.
And if I were to trade in my current plate, would that go towards it at all?
It could indeed, and that will get you.
Because I really just need like the back piece and the legs.
So the current plate that you are wearing, if you wanted to kind of trade that in, they would give you back 30 gold pieces worth for your current plate.
30?
Yep.
Damn. That ain't nothing.
You could attempt to haggle. It'd be 2d6 plus your charisma, plus or minus your charisma modifier.
I can help too if you want.
I mean, we're gonna get some more gold eventually, so yeah, let's do that. The extra AC is worth it. All right, let's haggle away.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll 2d6 plus your charisma modifier. 7. Yeah, no, it's still going to be 30
Sorry.
gold pieces.
Give him a bit.
If we're staying here a few days, one night, I wanna try to catch another sea serpent.
Well, the town seems to be fresh out of sea serpents.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm
just throwing in the order now, since when we're gonna be gone for a couple days. I just want the order started so when we get back, it'll be there. I'm not hanging around for the armor.
Right.
Yeah, if there's no shot in it, then I won't fuck around.
All right. Then I will subtract that 1,100 from my gold.
I'm gonna replenish my arrows.
Okay. You can do
while
that.
we're here. Yeah, that sounds like a smart thing to do.
So I'll give them 1,000 gold, and then I'll give them 1,000 silver, which would be worth 100 gold, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let me just knock off some of the silver that I have building up. Cool.
Okay. So yeah, they should technically by the time you get back, it should be available for you to don the armor, and you can sell your banged up plate that you currently have. So this is as you get further up into the mountains, of course, the frost line actually hits fairly soon in the foothills. These mountains are very steep and treacherous, but you guys already bought cold weather gear and whatnot, so you should be okay. But everything is, the ground is covered in snow, and this is you've made your way up into the mountains, and you see that there's a small bridge here crossing a small stream that trickles down the mountainside in a very cold and unpleasantly uninviting manner. And I... So weird. I need a map. Where are my maps? Here we go. Okay. So this snowy trail, the snow around this entire trail, the trail is hard to follow because this is very, very powdery snow. The snow is the trail itself is narrow at only about 4 feet wide, and there is a slight breeze in the air that causes the powder to swirl up into little, miniature snow cyclones as it blows around. And to the north, it continues up into the mountains, and there is this frigid mountain stream that comes down. The water's not deep, and you don't have to. If you were to fall in, you don't have to worry about drowning. The river is only about waist deep, but it is going to be unpleasant because it is very cold. And then there's this small footbridge that leads across the river. Where would you guys like to go?
And I guess the thing to do is to look under the bridge first.
So you look under the bridge. Nope, there's no trolls there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna slowly look for traps or things as Willow and I make our way across the bridge.
Okay.
Looking about for whatever it is that might be worth looking about. That should be a success.
Yeah, no, you don't find any traps at all.
Good.
All right, well then, yeah, we'll just kind of move about looking forward, and this is the way to go. I think this is the trail. We're just going to try to stay on it.
Okay.
Unless somebody has a different.
Did the hunting dog pick up anything?
Yeah, hopefully Yeller will let us know.
Whoop. Not at all what I wanted. On here, and I will. Yeah, so Yeller can roll 2d6.
Oh yeah, I guess Jackson can try and help with that.
Oh, yeah,
come
you can.
on.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeller.
not 2d6. You can take. Well, yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, Yeller does pick up something, and Yeller is barking over towards this direction. Why is this not working? God damn it! There we
I
go.
don't know.
There we go. He is barking over, in this direction.
All right. Well, we should be able to skate safely over the ice. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go around and over to where Yeller's indicating something is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Gonna walk around that way. I'm gonna be up front though.
Can I have Toomey fly across the water stealthily to see what they see and then kind of give back their senses to me, since that's the connection we have as a sensory one?
I'm looking for traps.
yeah. So Borman, go ahead and make a trap check.
But in the
Oh, yeah.
results from another one.
So Borman does find a trap.
Oh my.
Right here.
I'm always gonna try to steady the front and be looking for traps. But
That's Toomey's stealth check, by the way, in case you were going to ask for one.
Okay. So Borman does find a trap. There is a big pit trap right here that is covered with pine boughs, and it's basically it is a 5-foot wide, 10-foot deep pit that is concealed with pine boughs, and snow is covering the pine boughs. So if anybody had stepped on that, they would have fallen into the pit and taken some falling damage.
I will make sure and mark that in the snow, put a little line and an arrow to it. And then we're kind of cutting over to that direction where the dog sensed something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
So over
Does Toomey
here.
sense anything, and can Toomey report back to me now?
So, yeah. I will tell you.
Toomey Yeller gave the direction. Toomey does a little stealthy recon. Willow and Borman do the no traps for us. Laura with all the charisma. Oh, shit.
She's got a throwing dagger now. I expect her DPS to really go up.
True.
Yeah. I guess Mavis could have it. It doesn't really matter which one you stick it on, Cameron.
Can Mavis use a dagger?
It's bladed. Yeah. No. Or can you?
Or actually, I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Mavis can only use blunt weapons.
Oh, okay. So, Laura can take it. Since I have a dagger returning already, so.
You do?
That's the one I was telling you about. The +1 dagger of throw and returning.
Oh, okay. We're talking about the same one. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We got multiple. What are these, orcs? Guess you're going to tell us.
So Toomey reports back, and what Toomey is seeing is a type of fey creature called a shrivelkin.
Oh, Toomey definitely knows what those are.
Yeah, and there are 6 of these guys over there. And shrivelkin, they are considered to be loathsome creatures from the Fey realm. They appear to be, they're around 3 feet tall, maybe weigh about 110 pounds. Their outer body is covered in chitinous plates, almost like a insect. And the older they get, the more moss and whatnot grows on these chitin plates. and they appear to be something of a cross between like a goblin and an insect, and they're just covered in mosses and fungi as they get older, and they're most commonly known as kidnapping babies and young children to take back to their forest lairs and to stealth them off into the Fey realm, where it is assumed that they then give these children and babies to Fey hags.
So I'm going to go ahead and go invisible.
Okay.
As soon as all that's going on.
It's all of what Toomey gave back information to the party. Like there's 6 of these things up here. Yada yada yada.
So they are surprised. What we will do, we're gonna set the initiative, and we'll pick it up next week. So let me throw these guys up there first, and I will hand out XP. All right, so you guys can roll initiative and throw your stuff up there. Ugh. Yeah, don't forget to add your dex modifier, or unfortunately subtract your dex modifier in some cases.
Yep, I just did it in order. Entry Jackson to me. And that 6 turns into a 5.
No. Still, not the worst I've seen. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so who do you want to go first, Jackson or Dentry? Probably Jackson because he moves so fast.
And we're in my realm, nature.
Yeah, oh, that's true. That is a good point.
We're going to do so much damage to them on the first little surprise round. It's going to be pathetic.
Right. All right, so we will pick this part up next week, starting with round 1 of dealing with Shrivelkin. But let me go ahead and I will divvy up some XP here. So let's see here.
I'll drop the chat.
So there's technically 6 of you, since we're not counting. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 5 of you, since we're not counting
When did we get the
the
6?
3 animals. So you guys have accumulated 3,276 XP per character.
Oh shit!
Please repeat that.
3,276.
3,276.
Yep. Now, if you can only take 1 level, just so that we're clear, if you get enough XP to take 2 levels, then you only get 1 level, and you are 1 XP below your next level.
Yeah, because Alora probably just dinged.
Yeah, I just leveled up. I don't know if I did twice or once, but I will look.
That's gonna put me really close with the ranger, I think.
So what is that putting you guys towards level 4? Or level 3?
I'm a level 3 thief, and I'm about to probably be a level 3 fighter.
Nice.
I don't know if my thief will ding or not, but if it does, it'll just be 1 hit point, 1 XP away from dinging.
Right.
Because I can't take 2 levels in the same thing.
Right. Only allowed to take 1 level per session.
All right, I hope everybody sees the gold there in the chat.
Nice. Yeah, you guys are going to be well on your way to the next phase. So, old school D&D games run in phases of what would be called Adventurer, Conqueror, King. And so, your lower levels is usually your adventuring levels, and that is where you gain the bulk of your reputation and your money, of course, assuming that you survive. And then somewhere around, most classes, it's usually around level 9, 8 or 9. When you can build a stronghold, well, there's more to building a stronghold than just, buying some bricks and putting up some timber frames. You also have to placate and conquer the land. And so that's where Conqueror comes in. And of course, a lot of that is going to be spending not just money to build your fortress or whatever, but it's going to be spending money to hire troops, because you have to build an army that has to man that said fortress. And so then once that's done, usually that's going to be, level 11 or 12, maybe upwards of 14. Then you start getting into, you are high enough, you're powerful enough that you are going to start challenge the actual current leadership of the realm. And so once that happens and your army goes into battle against whoever is the current ruler, and assuming that you win, then you are at the king level. And so at that stage of play, which honestly I found usually to be the most boring, but that's when I was younger, your role playing is more political intrigue and court intrigue, and who's trying to stab the king, and blah blah blah. And so now you're the rulers of an entire realm, and usually what that devolves into is that you become patrons for new characters. Is really, it doesn't have to, but unless you want to essentially do a in-depth Law and Order episode every fucking week, it starts to really get rather boring. You can only have so many feasts and jousts before you're like, all right, let's make new characters. So you guys are going to be well provisioned as far as gold goes heading into that phase of play. All right.
I am a level 3 fighter.
Nice.
So there we go. I got a couple hit points for it. I don't think it does anything else for me until I'm level 4, and then I get another expertise thing at level 5.
That's true. Yeah, fighters get, and let me double check that, but that sounds exactly right. So yeah, combat talents for fighters. You get a new combat talent. You get your first one at 1st level. You get your next one at 5th level, and you get another one at 10th level.
Yeah. So that's just that. But anyway, that still gets me more hit points, higher level.
And then at your next thief level, you get 2 more expertise points.
Oh yeah, the thief really evolves quick under this system.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
and
so
it honestly, I don't know. On the one hand, I feel like it definitely is a little overpowered, but it is a far sight better than the complete underpowered uselessness of the stock thief. So
yeah,
I mean,
the stock thief would now be starting to be kind of
Yeah, they might be kind of okay. They don't actually get good at anything until about 5th level, which is ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, but it's developing nice. I like my character. He gets it done.
And don't forget to add to your hit points. So you get to roll your hit dice plus your con modifier for your new hit points.
Oh yeah, I did, and then I divided it by 2
Right.
because I'm multi-classed.
Did anybody else level up?
Yeah. Dentry did. He took level
Yeah,
4.
both my characters leveled up. I'm working on it.
So what level is Dentry now?
Dentry is now level 4.
And what about Mavis and Allura?
Laura's level 2, and I think Mavis is now level 3, I want to say. Or, yeah,
Nice.
should be good.
What about Jackson?
I haven't got to Jackson all the way yet.
Ah,
But y'all got a big chunk of going to level 4 out of your way with Mavis, didn't you?
I think so. I need to go look at the.
I mean, I know it. Hopefully, it stuck you up in that high range of it. That was all that gold and stuff, wasn't it?
yep. Yeah, I was finding the treasure hoard. I mean, finding a treasure hoard is a fast path to XP.
Yeah, feel you there. Well, I mean, they've been raiding the town thing, so it just made sense. That's where the stuff is.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess after we save Santa, then we're gonna get into.
Oh wait, I'm level 4 now. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, sorry. I got mixed up because I had 2 spell slots. I thought that would.
The cleric gives slow spell slots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll have 2 level 1 spells and 1 level 2 spell.
That's badass. When you said you were so interested in trying to put together an adventure together. When do you think you might want to talk about that?
Well, hopefully sometime fairly soon because I am on the last location that I have to detail for this new book that I'm putting out. I'm actually putting out a source book for the Skellis Mountains, and so I'm hoping that will be finished here sometime within the next 2 weeks. So let's revisit that in about 2 weeks, and we can set up a time where we can jump online and brainstorm about this new adventure.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just think it'd be fun.
Yeah, yeah, I would.
All right, well, cool. Thank you very much. I had a lot of fun.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, and I will see you next week at 12 o'clock.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks.
Have a good one, guys.
We kicked ass.
Later.
Later.